There we go. Oh. That's a little too big. Why is it so big? Oh my god. Oh my god. Why is everything so big? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me just position this right. There we go. That's good. There we go. There we go. What about Rosalina? I think we're gonna get Rosalina at the very end. I personally think Rosalina is going to be like a stinger, like a mid to late credit stinger. Like the movie's gonna wrap up, it's all gonna be nice and done, and then like that little Luma that was saying that we're all gonna die a horrible, horrible death. I have a very strong opinion she's probably gonna show up right at the end. She's beautiful in my opinion. Hey, I'd agree. Rosalina is easily the most beautiful Mario princess out there. I just prefer Daisy because she has the most personality. Alright, let's see. And she's tall? Is she tall? Like... I'm curious. Daisy is super strong, yeah. Oh, I need to change the game title. Hold on a second. Keep forgetting. Daisy is easily the strongest one. She's got the most personality. She's got the most bark for her bite. Rosalina just feels like that one girl who's just a little too unapproachable, but she's very elegant. Alright. Gremlin Hours switched to Endwalker. And then we're going to switch the game from Hyper Light Drifter to Final Fantasy XIV. Here we go. Don't know why she likes the weaker brother, though. Well, hey, like they say, opposites attract. I did see a... Why is my music still on? I did see a video, though, saying that Luigi is actually the bravest Mario brother. Which kind of makes sense, considering that he's gone to a haunted mansion not once, but 3 times. And dealt with ghosts and the undead. Mario rarely ever does that. Oh, let me raise that up a little bit higher. Hamza have long been kept in livestock. And then, one account said that the hatchery being suited near the tower, the Radiant Host, repurposed its remnants as an outpost. That is where my errands take me, and my own and your own destination is but a stone's throw away. If you have no objections, let us first make for the outpost. We set forth at your word. I wish you could throw something at me. I don't have that enabled right now. I should look into that. I know my my streaming buddy Silver Soul VA has something similar to that where you can throw things at him. I need to ask him how he sets that up. Slowly improving the stream, one stream at a time. But never throw But never throw all. Oh yeah, I've seen that before. It kills the frame rate. I've done that many a times to other people's streams, though. Are you ready? Then let us depart. You only need ride and relax. My bird and I will take the lead. Yeah. Oh shit, yeah! Look at my legs. It's a really fun feature when you're on someone's stream and he gets to throw everything at them. This sword legend holds the will to Matsana, cast down conflict's end. Huh. To the left, and requiring no introduction, is the tower. As you can see, it handles a small isle. Almost there. The main part of the hatchery is atop the cliff. The outpost itself is on the beach. Oh my god, we both look so goofy on this thing. And here we are, Maine by the Radiant Host. The outpost is our first line of defense against the tower. Well, well, who should it be but young Vishan, on an errand for the satrap? Oh, you bumped into a person who thinks he could do a better crow voice impression. It was an awkward moment. Don't worry about that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter if who's better at an impression or not. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters. No one is, I mean, there's always going to be someone better and worse than you at something. There's no need to have like a dick measuring contest to see who has the best voice. He also wished to express his heartfelt gratitude to the brave men and women of the Radiant Host of their unfledged dedication. He thinks that way? Then it's not worth your time. There are better things you can be doing than going back and forth on who has the better voice. We simply do our duty, but we are honored to receive his excellent guard. I just left aka dip. That's all you gotta do. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about stupid people. And yet for his boundless benevolence, his treatment of one so young could be regarded as callous. Though we have enjoyed relative peace and calm these past few days, this remains the front line of battle, no place for children. Your predecessors too often travel alone. It's been, what, 2 years now since you took over? I wonder how the fellow is faring. You don't have 500 points? You'll get them eventually. You'll get them eventually. Keep watching the stream and then you'll get them for free. Like those before him, we went on to represent the Starstrap in foreign lands. Wherever he may now be, I am certain he is well. Yeah, but I need to look into more stuff like that, to throw things at my model. And also head pats. My luck is like California. I understand. I was trying to get Sino in Genshin Impact, and it is the last day, and I have to grind a shit ton of Primo Gems to hopefully get him. I'm not gonna get him. I'm 310 pulls away from hard pity. and I have like less than 24 hours, I'm not getting him. Not Shenhe. Not Shenhe. I don't really... I mean, I like Shenhe, but like... I already have Ayaka. But... I don't know, man. I really wanted Sino. Also, I mean, Nilo and I believe Nahida or Nida, I think they're getting reruns. So maybe it wouldn't be too bad if I missed Sino and got one of those two, but... Sino equals Yang. Is that what his name means? I'm not too sure. As for myself, I assure you that all I do for my own volition, and gladly. I pray you to not think of ill his excellency. Oh, Sino is Yang with the puns. Well, I think it's... well, that's cool, but I think that's also because, like, the voice actor himself is also a pretty big memer. I think he personally asked the director if he was allowed to say it's time to duel when the card game for Genshin Impact came for the update. And they actually let him do it, which is pretty cool. There's certainly not, lad. Whatever happens, my faith in the strap is unwavering, but still I worry for you. Yeah, that was the best part. I heard the line. I haven't gotten to that part in Genshin yet because I have to do a lot of grinding in Genshin just to catch up, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this. But it's cool to know that they let him do that. We would be overcome with sadness if something were to befall you, for you are a little brother to us all. Take care, do you hear? I will, Nabin. Thank you. To might you be, not Hanish by the look of him. Permit me introduce King Kodiak of the Eorzean continent, come to assist in the making of the talisman. You'll be going now. Have a good one. Hey, you have a good one as well. Thanks for stopping in and chatting for a bit. I appreciate that. Have a good sleep. I'm probably going to be going for like maybe another hour, and then I'm probably going to go to sleep myself. You take care. I'm going to try and stream earlier from now on because, boy, I stream on the gremlin hours. And it is killing my sleep cycle. Thanks, you're very welcome. Thank you. For yours, you say, towers have appeared over there too, yes? Tell me, what is the situation like? May I suggest that you exchange information from our soldiers? Both parties would stand to learn something of a value, I believe. An excellent idea. Given the unprecedented nature of the threat, some of ours are understandably anxious. We would be glad of any tidings you can share. You two bring Vishan the latest report and answer any questions he may have. Okay. The visitor from Eorzea, is there anything you can tell us about Teleporia? We know that you're the one behind the... We know that they're the one behind the tower. That they've declared war on the whole nation. But why are they doing this? What is it that they want? This is what we don't understand. What? They want to die and take everyone with them? What madness is this? Well, you can bet that we won't let those bastards have their way. We'll fight them with everything we have, like an Eorzean and Far Eastern brothers. Yep, if they destroy every universe, then they can create the good universe in their eyes, the rejoining of all the universes. You wish to know about the tower. To be honest, we know little and less about it ourselves. This Tower of Zot, as well as folk have taken it to calling it, suddenly appeared where it did the Isle of How am I dealing with the tower in my end? I pretend it doesn't exist like most of my problems until it becomes a bigger problem. I wish I was joking. Anyway, our struggles are not unique. Then our hopes will still lie with the talisman. We must keep the monsters contained until they're ready. Finished speaking with the soldiers, have you? I hope it was as enlightening as for you as it was for them. As a natural notion and trading hub both, ordinary receives a steady stream of news from abroad. Alas, the stream died up when trading vessels stopped coming. Amidst the dearth of information, everyone will have been grateful for your account. But come, you had best see to the original errand, and mine will keep me here a while longer. However, I'm afraid I cannot guide you to the rest of the way. Worry not, the path is straightforward. You need to follow the far east upon the the voice switched when I realized it was Varshan. My mistake. Upon the Hamzin. You will arrive before you know it. Brief though it was, I enjoyed our time together. Till we meet again. I have no idea what accent I'm giving him. I feel like it's a mix between Indian and Gypsy. Though the Hamza appears to want to return home, it reluctantly offers you its back. Should you become separate from the steed? Yeah. So I have to go to the Gentle Grounds to... Oh, I have to go all the way here. Alright. So said, so done. Here we go. Oh, I'm already here. Do I have to go in the house? Oh, there's an Aether Current here. Cool. Oh, I have to go all the way here. That's it. I'm not going to remember where the Aether Current is. I'm just going to get off it. Alright, cool. I'm gonna break my knees. Hold on a second. It's gonna hurt. Ah. Gets me every time. Wonderful. Alright then, let's keep going. God, I'm really excited to know what Final Fantasy 16 is going to be like. Apparently a bunch of like really super popular influencers were able to get there before like most people. And they said the game was fire. And it's made by the guys who did the Devil May Cry series too, and boy howdy. Are they good at what they do? So it should be pretty interesting. I, for one, am excited to know that this is going to be a very bloody and gory Final Fantasy. It's going to be super serious, a lot of death, which I am excited about. No sooner do you arrive at your destination than the Ham's Dash runs off. Hello, friend. Aye, this is indeed the Giant Gal grounds, and I am Zenhunna. Is there something you require? Giant's Gala for the alchemists, you say? But of course, they shall have it. They labor tirelessly to deal with the tower, and 'tis the least we can do to provide them with the materials they need. I leveled up! I am the strong boy. I am the strong man now. Tipping the scale. Here you are, a sack of purest Gantgar. We always set some aid for our alchemist friends. When you deliver it to the good folk of the Great Walk, know that we're grateful for their efforts. If they need more, they need ask, they need but ask. Cool, yo. I'm going to teleport, cause walking's for poor people. Actually, I wonder who's on. I wonder who is on tonight in my social group. Wait, Ime. Ime, go to bed. Ah, welcome back, King. How dare I hope you have the Gant skull? Yes, I do. Here you go. Oh my, such fine specimens. Thank you so much for bringing these. We now have everything we need to make our next prototype, one that should be capable of passing our most rigorous tests. When it is ready, it will be time for the true test, so please take your ease while you can. Dun 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 dun. Hey! Who you? Oh, a bunch of eggheads.
I see our taskmasters have allowed you a moment's respite as well. You have to hand it to these alchemists. They are determined to see this endeavor of theirs succeed.
Hey, Flame Dragon, welcome in, welcome in. Late night, how are you doing?
I've never been one for blind optimism, but I sincerely get the sense they're close to a breakthrough.
They had better be, or all this effort was for naught.
The peoples of Eorzea, of the Far East, of Thavner, children of this star united in common cause against a dire threat. Yet ere they succumbed to suicidal madness, were not the Telophoroi born of her body as were we? They who cling to life and the promise of the morrow's dawn, against they who desire death and an ending of their own orchestration. The victors of this war alone will hold the right to answer the question of existence, of its meaning, and its worth.
Ah, good. I'm gonna have to go to sleep because I got work and thought I would stop by. But yeah, hey, I always appreciate it. I always appreciate it. Just thought you were another night owl like me staying up late. But if you gotta go to work, please, don't let me keep you. I understand the importance of a good night's sleep. You don't want to be a zombie for tomorrow.
Poetic and ominous to a fault. That said, if it's an existential debate in nature, then our arguments might not be as persuasive as you'd think.
Take care, Flame Dragon. The VOD's always going to be here for you. Hope to see you next time.
Fandaniel wants to die and take everyone with him in an orgy of pain and suffering. An utterly vile and unforgivable idea.
Sounds like one of the Hellraiser movies. A orgy of pain and suffering. I don't know if anyone's ever seen those movies, but please, don't see those movies. If you do not like gore. Because they are very, very, very grotesque.
And yet, when spat upon by fate and wailing in the deepest pit of despair, who among us can say they have not entertained similar thoughts?
What, having an orgy of pain and suffering? Thancred, you want to talk?
There are nights black as pitch, bereft of hope, and no words of comfort can reach you. And it's all you can do to grit your teeth and choke back the bile.
I guess that's fair enough. We've all
The
had
more you see and suffer life's injustices, the more difficult they become to bear.
That is also very true.
Vengeance is nurtured in similar soil. Though your anger has a broader focus, the sentiment is much the same. A fervent desire to destroy others, to see them drown in torment, as you have.
Misery likes company, they always say.
That about sums it up. The will to endure is not always as strong as the urge to burn it all down and salt the earth. Survival be damned. It's a struggle, often close and brutal.
Indeed. Well, I, for one, shall pray survival proveth more appealing in the end.
As will I. Besides, our chances are much improved when we've the company of others committed to the cause of life. Our vengeful dragoon here is proof of that.
Yeah? Ah, there he is. Little shit. You can't hide from me, I know what you are. I know what you are.
What is it? What did you see?
I saw a little shit.
Fandaniel, are you sure? If he knows we've been working on a countermeasure.
It holds. The vessel holds! This is the one!
At long last!
Coming up to... Wow, yeah. Yeah. Well, welcome in,
Look,
Henry.
We have finally created a talisman strong enough to withstand our experiments. We've named it a warding scale for the time being. With this in your possession, your soul should be completely shielded from corruptive ether.
Trust me, a camera in your bathroom is the very last thing I have in my list of things I'd like to do.
Afforded such protection, any one of us may approach the towers without fear. Thou hast mine admiration. 'Tis an invention of historical significance.
I thank you for your kind words. But I would prefer you keep them unsaid until we test the talisman's efficacy in the field.
You know, one of those things on the list that you say you're gonna do one of these days and you never do that. Yeah, that's where the camera idea comes from.
It is for the next stage of our plan that we summoned you in the first place, to accompany me to the Tower of Zot. Should the scale prove effective, as I very much hope it will, then you'll have little to do. But should the effect be weaker than anticipated, I must ask that you restrain me, or knock me senseless.
Or kill you. Got it. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Either way, we are fortunate to have you with us.
Nidana, are you certain you wish to do this?
I know how this game works. She's gonna go in, she's gonna get corrupted, and then I'm gonna have to kill her. Can't hide from me, game.
If others are to trust our creations, then we must have faith in them first. And as the senior researcher, it falls to me to lead by example. But should I fail to return, then learn what you can from this attempt and apply it to the next. Our work must continue. Is that clear?
Damn, why can't all doctors be like her?
We'll keep an eye on the place while you're away.
Damn, this is a really experimental drug. Let me just use it on myself. I can't have anyone else get fucked over by my mistake.
Assuming Fandaniel is lurking about, there's no telling what mischief he has in mind for us, or you. Be on your guard.
Yeah.
Shall we be on our way? I'll have one of the soldiers at the hatchery prepare us a boat, and we can set out from the northern shore. I'll see you there.
Man, Fandaniel is literally just Flynn. I have no idea if they did that to themselves in the 70s. Maybe they did. Maybe. Alright, so I gotta go all the way over here. Fine, here we go. But yes, I know Fandaniel is his own character, but I can't help but think of Flynn whenever I see him on screen. It's literally just Flynn. Monkey. Alright, let's get into this tower, which is currently being clouded by fog. Great. Yeah, it's Joe if he ever had his villain arc. He just says no more fun in games, starts putting on a black robe. I could see it happening. All it takes is one bad day, so says the Joker. This is a rather finer boat than I had expected, but I won't complain. All that remains is to board and be on our way. And if I should become corrupted, do not stay your hand. Of course I pray it does not come to that, but you must protect yourself. Yeah, the mount does fly. Yeah, I can fly with the monkey. It's so stupid, but yes, I can fly with this thing. Other alchemists can fulfill my role, but you and your blessings are one of a kind, and perhaps our only hope to toppling this tower. For all our sakes, do not hesitate, and to do what must be done, whatever that may be. Well, the longer I draw this out, the more nervous I become. Let's be off. To the Tower of Zot. I don't know. The monkey just floats. The monkey just levitates.
We should soon cross the threshold of the tower's influence.
Okay.
Any moment now. It's working! And you are still yourself? Then I'd like to see how it fares closer to the tower if we could.
I unsheath my gunblade for the glory of Garlemald.
So far, so good. The scale's protection appears to be holding. If we can just make it to the tower's entrance.
Okay, still holding.
A few more steps.
I don't like how it's flickering that much, but okay.
Praise be to the sisters, we made it! And the scale has proven itself to be everything we hoped it would be. Now we can focus on production. Once we've equipped and returned with an entire survey team, this menace will soon give up its secrets.
Yeah.
What?
Knew I didn't like that. Didn't like the music.
Ah!
Of course. Had a feeling that was Fandaniel. Wow, this place is trippy. It's like some Tim Burton ass shit in here. Like some Pan's Labyrinth. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh, let me go! Oh, let me go! Oh!
Oh, do calm down. You'll only hurt yourself thrashing about like that.
Stop! Oh, you can't do this! Please!
Oh no, please don't put her in the mount. Don't put her in the wall. Oh, that's so messed up, dude.
A little late for heroics, I'm afraid. The similarities are striking. My! Such hostility! Never before has my artistry so displeased. My patrons of old would have positively squealed in delight. Though, between you and me, I find gushing praise exhausting.
Patrons of old.
Allow me to tell you a story. Surely you've yet to hear the one about Fandaniel, the sundered Ascian. I inherited the position and the soul of the Fandaniel who sat on the convocation in the time of the final days, theoretically speaking.
Theoretically, huh?
Practically speaking, that fact is of no consequence. I was born and lived as, well, me. Eventually, I was recruited into the Ascians and imbued with the former Fandaniel's knowledge and memories, but I never felt that they were truly a part of who I am. How to explain? Perhaps if I told you who I was before my Ascian embrace, although that chapter too is a past I've long since discarded. I have it on good authority you've poked your nose into an Allegan ruin or two. Yes?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
Then I expect you've heard of me. The old me.
Oh, great. Time for revision.
At your service. Imagine a nation of unbridled prosperity. Every need met, day after day of unbroken, unshakable peace. Existence fulfilled
Sounds good.
and ripe for decay.
You are a genius without peer, Amon. However do you conceive of such delightful experiments?
The big reveal. He was Menphilia's breasts. You just see two giant bosoms just talking.
That fool was beside himself with panic when he awoke with the head of a bull. Even his cries for help emerged as so much guttural lowing. Oh, the memory of it. My poor sides. My friends and I were so consumed by laughter we struggled to breathe.
No more than entertainment for bored wastrels ignorant of its worth. My all-consuming work. But it was not their only indulgence. For they were ever hungry for stimulation, slaves to the slightest hint that amusement was afoot. Our nation was ailing, but I would see the poison purged. I resurrected a legend, our first and greatest emperor. And just as I had planned, he set our wayward empire back on the path of conquest. An inexhaustible ambition carried us onwards, always onwards. Yet, he who delivered to us such glory was not to be satisfied.
Heed me, Amon. No matter how vast one's empire, or full one's treasure vault, all is rendered meaningless by death.
Yep, you can't take it with you.
In the end, all is lost.
Even the greatest pharaoh's tombs were raided. They could not take their wealth with them in death.
You know as well as I that the Emperor stands to lose this war. And so I have come to claim you.
Emmett's shock.
For while your methods leave something to be desired, we cannot deny the results of your work. And as fortune would have it, the seat of Fandaniel, your rightful seat, lies vacant and waiting. Take your place amongst your peers, rather than die a pointless death amidst the ashes of your doomed nation. Send one of your clones to the Crystal Tower that you might see for yourself. See what lies ahead.
The fall of the Empire affirmed the truth. Majestic and tragic, as the Emperor foresaw. Scheme as you like, build as you will, nothing endures. What is life but a brief jaunt ending in emptiness?
So easily distracted. Why, I almost left without saying farewell. As for your friend, you needn't worry. These pawns are far more useful to me alive as fuel for the primals. If you attempt to pull them free, they will die. So, enjoy tackling that conundrum with your comrades.
Great.
We shall meet again! Not in one of these minor spires, oh no, but somewhere more suitably grandiose. Your favorite playmate is ever so eager to see.
Didn't say you were my playmate. Didn't say you were my favorite. Oh dear. This is not good. So basically, Fandaniel's just a guy who's tired of his own brilliance. He's just bored of everything. But it is an interesting thing. I mean, you do inherit the memories and the name of your past, or not your past life, but the person who you're inheriting the title from. But yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean that is you. It's just someone else who had the name that you carry. Of course he wouldn't feel attached to that, because it wasn't his experience, it was someone else. He just carries a name and the memories. It kind of gives you an identity crisis when you think about it. Ah, you are returned. But where is Mistress Nahida? Or Nidana? Nidana, yeah. It's preserved just when we had succeeded in making the talisman. I must report this at once. Meanwhile, please return to the great work. Well, this is going to be a depressing talk. A very depressing talk, actually. Where are we going? Bankrupt. Something's gone awry, hasn't it? What happened? So was Fandaniel after all. Damn that bastard. I'm sure you want to do more, but you were right to return here first. We must tread warily, lest we endanger Nidana and the other captives. First, we must inform everyone of the situation, the colleagues included. I'll call them together for a gathering, but I think it would be best if you were the one to explain. Oh, Nidhana. Can you answer me this? Though Nidhana is trapped in the tower, she's still alive, yes? Then we must make warding scales as many as we can. The prototype works perfectly. This, Nidhana proved at peril to herself. So let us make more scales, that she and all those who were taken might be saved. Aye, as alchemists, this is how we will help with the fight. My friends, the satrap has been made weary of the tragedy. He offers his heartfelt condolences and reiterates his pledge to provide you with all that you require. To that end, he bade me give you this link pearl, that he might personally discuss the production of the warding scales with you. And for our Eorzean visitors, I bear an invitation. In her report, Mistress Nidhana noted your vital contributions to the talisman's recreation. This fact came to the Starstrap's attention, and in recognition of your deeds, he wishes to meet you. In addition to thanking you in person, he would also discuss further avenues of collaboration. And so, if it is agreeable, will you not accompany me to Radzahan for an audience with His Excellency? We should be honored, of course. Closer cooperation between our lands can only be the benefit of all. Then it is settled. Please come to the gates east of the Giant Spur grounds, and I will show you to the city, into the city. Down, down, down. Down, 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 down. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not attuned to this crystal, goddamn it all. I got to walk and forge ahead. Great. Well, time to forge ahead. In the rain. With my gorilla. My Mahila gorilla. Holding me like a manlet. It's gonna be a long walk. Get that down there. Actually, a little higher. So actually can't see where I am. Almost there. Man, Fandaniel is once again being a giant asshole. Almost there. Really wish I had tuned to an Aetherite. I love how the giraffes are gonna want to kick my ass. Yep. Giraffes want to kick my ass. Giraffes, elephants. Crazy how there are no behemoths. It's regular damn animals. Well, spoke too soon. The fuck is that? The fuck is that? The fuck is this thing? Oh, it's one of those things. Ugh. None to calamari. All present, then let us proceed. Owing to the threat of the tower, the city is currently in a state of high alert, and strict restrictions are in place for entry. Though you have been granted special permission, I ask that you remain close to me at all times. Oh, bump my mic. God damn. Ooh. Another voice cutscene.
A vast rock squats upon Thavnair, and to its stony surface clings the city of Rads at Han. Ye who enter here are subject to the scrutiny of gods, the gate's most watchful eye. The orb which beholdeth the truth of all things. Pass beneath its hot and piercing gaze, bearing down like a second midday sun. The fragrant haze, a mixture of sweet incense and acrid smoke. The cries of merchants mingled here with lively melodies accented by dancers' feet. Travelers seduced by vivid sound and colors were once swallowed up by patchwork streets.
Interesting. Rads at Han. Isabard.
But no such scenes to savor now.
Oh.
To what somber present does that divine eye bear witness?
A lot of misery, it looks like.
Here we are. Megaduta.
Megaduta.
It seems a shame to bring you here directly. Under normal circumstances, it would have been my pleasure to show you the sights.
And it would have been our pleasure to see them. Alas, it seems our tour of the city will have to wait.
Unfortunately.
I'm afraid so. Come, we should head inside. Your Excellency, may I present our honored visitors?
Ah, splendid. Most splendid. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ahawan, satrap of Radzatan. Our alchemists tell me your assistance was invaluable in the creation of the warding scale. Such deeds ought to be recognized in person. Thus did I have young Varshan convey you here forthwith. On behalf of my people, may I express to you our sincere gratitude.
The pleasure is all mine. Not everything went as planned.
I assume you speak of Nidana. A regrettable incident indeed. Her colleagues insist that we honor her wishes and trust in the talisman. That it will be instrumental in saving Nidana and the others.
Oh dang, I just remembered. I need to buy the Final Fantasy XIV poster book. It's on sale on Amazon right now. It's on sale for like 24 bucks. I gotta pick that shit up before that shit jumps back to 40.
I am eager to hear your opinion on the matter, so let us not stand on ceremony. Come, sit.
I just remember because I'm playing the game and like, oh my god, wait a minute. It's like, how do you get that? Or you could buy McDoubles. Welcome, Flynn. Chosen hero arrives. Joe, whatever you'd like to be called. You having fun? I met Fandaniel, and he was being mean. So, I guess so. Yeah, I'm having fun.
I think not. This charade has gone on long enough. Show yourself.
Forgive me, but were you expecting musicians, perhaps? There are no performers waiting in the wings at present, but arrangements could be made if you'd prefer.
I mean, we briefly discussed that he reminds us of you if you ever became unhinged. If you ever had your villain arc.
He hath the right of it. The time for artifice is past. Raise the curtain.
As you wish.
That's toxic.
You travel as assistants to the students of Valdesian, but you are known to me.
Oh, dragon.
Even here have we heard of the scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
I am Vritra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
I haven't lost everything. See, that's what I always said. It's you if you ever became unhinged. If you ever had your villain arc.
Vritra, of the first brood, sibling to Hraesvelga and Nidhogg.
Ah.
I, mine elder brothers, of Midgard Sorma's spawn, I was last to hatch.
Well, isn't this a surprise? We were told Radzat had an alliance with the dragon. Not that a great worm sat in the satrap's own hall.
A necessary subterfuge, as the true tale of our nation history illustrates most effectively. In the beginning, the rock upon which our city is built was home to Vitra, and Vitra alone. In time, the ancestors of the Matanga came to the island and established a foothold. But never did they dare disturb the worm's lair. Next to arrive were the Aura. Adopting the example of their Akasodra allies, they too treated Vitra with reverence and respect. And for many years, an understanding between our forefathers and the Great Worm endured. Until marauding heroes from the mainland came, threatening to shatter our peace and tranquility. when it seemed all would be drowned in blood, Vitra himself came forth and quelled the rising conflict.
That seems to be a thing with Hayers. They seem to like to come to places and conquer them.
A peaceful accord was reached, and oaths sworn in Vitra's name. Thus began the dragon's governance of the fledgling state, which was to grow into Radz at Han.
But if Ritra is still here, then your position as Satrap is just...
It's just a front.
A charade, yes. And one which my family has performed faithfully for generations.
Because they said that the dragon had died, when that isn't the case.
Many envy the great worms their power. Were it known that I ruled here, then the fires of war would burn without end. I would not be the flame which consumeth my people. Those few who join me in laying our country's foundations were, perforce, sworn to secrecy.
Your eye. It was taken.
Oh, yeah, it's gone.
'Tis here, buried within the semblance of flesh.
Okay, how the hell did that work?
The body before thee is but a simulacrum, constructed by the finest artisans of Razatan. With mine eye nestled within, it doth serve as an inconspicuous vessel for my will.
So, Varshahan is just the dragon. Huh. So he's just an extension of the dragon given a form.
Ah. That would explain why I felt the presence of a dragon upon our first meeting.
So he's just the eye.
I am woven with words fashioned to deceive such arcane senses. Though 'twas short-lived, it seemeth thy fusion with my brother hath left thee much altered. Estinian warm blood.
Yeah, so, okay. Yeah, because Estinian also fused with Nidhogg due to shenanigans. They're pretty much similar, but different in a way. It's like, yeah, bitch, you're just like me.
From the very first, we sensed the nature of one another. Yet did neither one of us bear his fangs.
It's like, yeah, bitch, you're just like me. For real, for real.
That is all I need know of thee for now.
With my secret thus revealed, I have for you a proposal. Not as a worm of the first brood, but as the ruler of Radz at Han.
Damn, this Estinian is way different from Heaven's Sword Estinian. Heaven's Sword Estinian would have just gone lance first right into his face. He's come a long way.
With all haste must we take in hand the finished talismans and breach this foul spire. Thence, should it lay within our power, dispel its wicked influence. Yet even with the assurance of the warding scales, the narrow confines of the tower doth limit the size of our force.
And thus denied strength in numbers, thou must choose thy soldiers with care.
Just so. Yet though our radiant host is formidable, I see a surer path before me. Thou and thy comrades have contended with a multitude of primal beings. Most recently, thou didst cast down false gods in Pagalthan and Cartanau, I am told.
Hell yeah.
'Tis upon that strength I would call. The Scions have proven themselves the most capable, and I ask that you serve as the tip of our spear. Talismans would, of course, be provided for each of thy companions. And should you agree to this undertaking, more will be provided to make use of as you see fit.
There's no denying it's a dangerous proposition, but the rewards may far outweigh the risk. Just think of what we might accomplish if we could equip all our allies with warding scales. I worry, however, that even the 4 of us may be too few for what you have in mind. Might we regroup with our friends first to discuss the matter?
'Tis no trifling task that I have laid before you. Go. Steel your hearts and hone your plans. Such time as you require shall be spent in crafting your protective charms.
It seems a quick trip back to Sharlayan is in order.
Wilt thou not lend thine aid?
Estinian. Huh?
Whether your request be made as a great worm or the ruler of Radzat-Han, I see no reason to refuse, nor will I.
I am in thy debt.
Hey, Estinian so cool. That meeting took a rather unexpected turn, but we now have a clear objective ahead of us. Let us rejoin our comrades in Sharlayan and muster a suitable crew for our foray into the Tower of Zot. Oh, and if you haven't already done so, be sure to attune to the Aetherite here before departing, unless of course you enjoy violent nausea. Don't gotta tell me twice. With the Aetherite. Wait, where is it? It's right there. Where are you? Where are you, giant crystal? It says down here. Oh, I see it in the distance. I see it. I can't jump that high. Okay. Alright, I guess I gotta take the bridge. Hold on. Like that. Oh. What? You get through? Oh, okay. Well then. Let's try that. No, I don't want to go to their Crystarium. That would have been terrible. Gotta go here. I want to attune to that Aetherite. Because I don't want to walk. Can I jump? This game, man. This game. Let me go off the ledge. Jeez. Okay, fine. Just want to attune to the Aetherite, but fine. Do I gotta go the long way? Fine. Guess I'm going the long way. Game don't want to let me out. Oh, there's an ether current there. This was not in vain. almost pressed the Casterium button again. There has to be a way down here. No, no, damn it. Damn, I really wish the mount theme was a red chocobo theme from Final Fantasy 13 too. That shit was fire. I feel like this is going to be an important area. Oh, have I? No, I haven't been here before. Damn it. Let me go to the damn Aetheryte. Fine, I'll come back later for you. I'll come back later for this bitch. Old Charlian. That's a lot of guilt. I hope there was like no way to get to that Aetheryte crystal and I didn't just completely shoot myself in the foot. Nope, wrong way. This way. And this way. Wait, is this way? No. There we go. Main entrance. Just as I was getting used to balmy Thavnia, we're back in chilly Sharlayan. Take care not to catch your death, eh? We need you for the battles to come. Now then, your investigation here remains, but when that's over, we can take stock of all the development and discoveries. Aww, I have to do the Kryl quest line. I thought I could skip that. I thought you only get to. I thought you'd only have to pick one. I thought you only have to pick one and then you continue on the main quest. I didn't know you had to do both. Ah, readings for nerds. Readings for nerds. Anyway, let's talk to the damn Lalafell. Damn child. Okay. Speaking of Lalafells, I didn't know there were Lalafells in that part of the game. So when I saw them in flashbacks, I was like, huh. Wow. This isn't like the first, or the Shadowbringers area, whatever that was called, where there were just no Lalafells and they never explained it. Alright, we're gonna start this quest line, do a voice cutscene maybe, and then we're gonna call it a stream, because it's getting late. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Randy Newman. I'm gonna call you Randy Newman. Sharlayan's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that. For the archives of Randy Newman extend... I couldn't hold it for that. Sorry. For the archives of Randy Newman extend deep beneath the surface like the roofs of a tree. The vast halls of the great Googable library pale in comparison to Randy Newman's endless maze of subterranean chambers. I'm so fucking stupid sometimes. I swear to God. Any citizen of Shalien is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of its shelves. Only Archons are afforded access to certain restriction vaults. I've dispatched Yustola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Alize and Alfino will help me continue my research through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you're only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Shalien history or foreign policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I told the others to meet me at the stone benches over there. Once they found some promising tomes, happy reading. I hate reading! I don't want to read, man. I don't want to read. I read for a living. I want to do it on my spare time. Story of Shalien. Long, long ago, on an island in the far north, they lived. Never was a student of astrology. He was a divine of flood. He divined that the flood, a terrifying portion of the students. There was a blah 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 yada yada yada. Built gigantic ship crew. So basically, the guy was Noah. He made an ark. The flood arrived as soon as the horror started churning waters. But the danger had been passed as towering wave approached. Smashed the vessel to pieces. Sorry, I yawned. With only moments to spare, mighty. My God, I'm not reading that. The following chapters go into introduce the most prevalent features of Ildashar. The book does not appear to contain additional information on the form or recovery of the history of Shalien grandmother in detail. Oh my God, there's so much books. Oh boy. Blah 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 blah. But the deep lore, you're missing out on the lore. I don't care. Blah 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 blah. Goes into details on something I don't care about. Hate this quest line. "20 summers. Am I done? Alright, wait at the designated area. Okay, I'm at the designated area, I think. Bunch of books I don't care to read. Sorry you were waiting. Were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphinaud and Kryl should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final days specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the triangulated relevant tomes, if they are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare, and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate. Plenty of comfortable places to read, and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, that sounds actually lovely. I was always quite fond of reading outside. Ugh, not me. Bugs. But it's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphinaud and I were to return to Sharlayan, we are not allowed entrance across the threshold. Why are all elven dads dicks? Vox Machina, Final Fantasy 14. I'm pretty sure there's another one. Why are most elven dads just giant assholes? For no reason. They just have the biggest stick up their ass. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that for the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. We'll mend this rift one day. I'm certain of it. And what about you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family? Or do they not live here in the city? Ah, well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Sharlayan, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ishbad. In fact, for generations my people have been dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite to the Isle of Thavnir. The Alligans found this city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Umbral Calamity brought an end to the— oh, my controller almost slipped. I don't want to skip that. Nope. Skip cutscene, no. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the Fourth Calamity brought an end to the Emperor's reign, and with the Fifth Calamity froze, the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in the Combos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain that they might prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Gallian rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblances of local culture remains, as is the case of the most imperial provinces, but Gollum renamed the region Locus Omnius. When I was born, a nearby town came under their jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization. So he's basically going over Crystal Tower stuff. And so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties in the knowledge and traditions of Allagan. As the last child born with the Allegan eye, I was given over the custody of friends in the students of Balsiodon, who had me registered as a Sharlayan citizen. I never considered. Forgive me. It was an unkind question. Even Thancred was taken in by the Archon Louis Sois, was he not? Stories of adopted wives and rescued orphans are more common among Sharlayan than you might think. Yet, regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient we outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. 'Tis exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the Forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matters of our impending doom. Excuse me while we try to make some headway into these books, King. More company should be arriving any moment now. Eh, boy. We've returned with our selections, although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mrs. Kryle has already flicked through every history book devoted to disasters and more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers of the Umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent Forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes with an unexpected source. Speaking of which, may I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of the Amarat firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now what to begin? First things first, what happened of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? A complete destabilized creation of Magitech, primals of unrivaled power. The worst kind of phenomena you can imagine. It was a destabilization of Magitech. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wreaked havoc on all manner of life. The chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing the power of creation to spiral out of control. Fear of despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets, cats and dogs living together, mass hysteria. The more or less aligns with my understanding, and only the arts of creation had survived into the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known Magitex is that of the summoning ritual permanent of the Asians. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? The entire star was engulfed by disaster all at once. Oh, shit. That wasn't the case. Damn it. It was the ringing bells. I think you may be misremembering. As I recall, 'twas more of a golden spread. Yeah, it was the keening sound. Oof, that's my mistake. Spoke of keening sound that rose from the land itself just before a region was visited by catastrophe. Yeah, it was a ringing they heard. That was my mistake. I am remembering that wrong. We never did hear the sound ourselves, of course. That's why. 'Twas as we were into the midst of the madness. Yeah, we were already in the catastrophe when it happened. So the ground was crying out, you say, to be considered the harbor of doom. It must have been quite distinctive and probably quite loud. I have to speak with one of the Randy Newmans and ask about any books which make mention of such a sound. But at least, last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What distinctive action did they take? They summoned Hydaelyn. Oh. Oh, right. I'm remembering it wrong. They summoned Zodiark. It was the people who summoned Oh! Hi, Hime. Welcome in. How are you doing? I saw that you were online in the game. How was your time? Ah, I believe it was Zodiac who was summoned in response to the final days. Many sacrificed themselves to bring him into being, with Elidibus serving as his heart. But we do know exactly how Zodiac brought salvation to the star, only that by his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Doing good, yeah. Was doing house stuff. Done for the moment. How are you? Oh, okay. I'm doing well. I am getting close to finishing up the stream. But so far doing good. We've been doing some good progress in Endwalker. Then once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Lives sprouted anew, and it was the fledgling souls they intended to render onto Zodiac, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have had Venat and her followers not manifested their opposition in the form of Hydaelyn. Yeah, you've been making great progress in Endwalker from what I've seen. Yeah, I'm glad you can catch a bit. You've been doing really well. Like, I think you're like near the end from what I've been able to see. But yeah, I can't watch much because I don't want to be spoiled myself. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telophori truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. All good, thank you. We've seen what they're doing with those towers of theirs, is forcing people to summon primals as a kind of catalyst. Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech, a convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash? Sigh, but this is just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for your Stola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. Yeah, there's definitely a lot when it comes to this expansion. I mean, it makes sense. It's the final one of this story. The game ain't over yet, but for this story, yes. I'd rather it be jam-packed than it being short. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But it wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Horiange learned of the source's reflections from the Gyun oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Great Cabal Library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, will be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholars to find. Love your model. Anya's such a vibe. Thank you. It's a free-to-use model. Anyone could use it. I have a link to it in the About page down below if anyone wants to download it. It's very expressive. I was very shocked. It stands to reason that my colleagues, be they Archon or counselors, should profess be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master... long-ass name. With knowledge of the Telophori and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestions that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us. Which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept secret from the rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. How was the dungeon? We haven't done a dungeon yet. We're still doing the main quest. I was kind of let down because, like, once you do the Estinian quest line, you have to do the Kryl quest line in order to progress the story. So I thought you only had to choose one and then you progress the story. No, you have to do both. So yeah. So did I? Yeah. Not happy about that, but it is what it is. I didn't want to do this one. No, it's fine. I've been looking into it. I always like to see how many quests I have to do until I reach a dungeon. So no spoilers, it's fine. Totally not saying that because of Estinian. Sure, Hime, yeah. I saw parts of your stream. I saw that you were looking respectfully at Estinian. I saw. Yeah, I saw. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. It's okay. It's okay. You labor for what feels like an age as your stellar research assistant. I have not kept up on Dead by Daylight. I have not played in a hot minute. And you only stream endgame content in 14 and not quest stuff. Yeah, that's one thing about 14. There's a lot of talking before we get to the actual dungeons. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects I mentioned? Ficlita, huh? She's Brazilian and has the BBL. Ah, yeah, I can definitely understand that, Hime. I mean, once you play it for long enough, you can either get really into it or just get really tired of it. For me, I needed a break. I needed to play other games. I couldn't do Dead by Daylight all the time. Ah, you have the camera. You're looking respectfully. You are looking respectfully, Henry. I understand. I understand. Then the day was well spent. Shouldn't you wish to read them again? A man of the reference desk will point you to the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest we take a well-deserved rest. We might be occupied with our research for quite some time. Oh, thank goodness. I don't want to read. Ready for the tea break, King? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables, and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Why would you ever play League of Legends? I understand hating yourself, but please. There's a line. I think there's a line between hating yourself and just self-loathing if you play League of Legends. I played League for like, what was it, like maybe 30 minutes and I said, yeah, no. No. I'm happy that Riot is trying new things with the League of Legends universe, but base League of Legends is not for me. I know they're making a fighting game and maybe an MMO, which sound interesting to me, but yeah, not touching League. Are you getting D4? I don't know what D4 is. Oh, Diablo. I've never actually touched a Diablo game. I have no idea about anything about Diablo. So it's not on my radar, no. I wouldn't be against trying them to see what they're about. Though I have seen that Blizzard has been pretty shitty with Diablo, so I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a hit and miss if I try it. RE4 remake, definitely I want to try out, but I don't know. I feel like I'm not gonna really get it on release. I'll probably like maybe wait a few months for it to drop in price for a little bit. Exactly, there's so many games and they all need your attention. I can't keep buying new games and avoiding the ones I bought before. As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlian that no other gourmet chef has sprung up to compete for customers. Backlog be screaming, the backlog is full and I keep shoving food in its mouth. It's like, please end me. Just play a game, for the love of God. Yeah, I'll buy a new game. Yeah, I'll be sure to play a game, but ooh, there's a new sale going on. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions to gauge the mood of the city? Still need to finish Crisis Core and P4G. Oh, wow. Ah, yeah, Crisis Core, man. I forgot about Crisis Core. And P4 Golden. That's 16 and Royal. Oh, you restart? Yeah, I probably need to restart P4 Golden as well. It's been too long since I played. Yeah, and good luck with Octopath 1 and 2 because both of those games are incredibly long. Wow, they won't even talk to me because Alize has been disowned. I did hear that they did make a really cheaply made Persona 5 mobile game that no one likes. Not surprised, but you know, is what it is. But yeah, I need to play P4 Golden again and actually finish it. And then maybe play Royal. You want a P6 game in the next year or so? I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on it, but it's also Atlas, so they'll probably milk the hell out of Persona 5 until it's dead in the ground. Even though they're kind of beating the skeleton right now. Oh yeah, Persona 5 did come out near around the same time Nier came out. Yeah, I forgot about that. They were pretty close, yeah. I mean, but honestly, if you had to choose between Nier and Persona 5, Nier is a much shorter experience, so I don't blame you. But honestly, I think the best game to get into if you're new is just jump into Persona 5 Vanilla or Persona 4 Golden. Both are good first entries into the series. Welcome, sir. What can I offer you today? Is that Mistress Alize I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickton. Dickton these nuts. Haha. Stole that from Henry. The owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons of the stadium. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alpinod had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything alright at home? Damn, word travels fast around these eggheads. It's complicated, and I haven't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Levier. No matter how discreet Master long-ass name may have been, news of your family's doings never stays secret for long. Things being what they are, what brings you back to the city now of all times? We have questions, and only Charlian has the answers. Tell me, Master Dicton, have you heard anything about our apocalypse called the Final Days? Oh. Hold on, gotta do something real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Had to reply to a message. What, like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. And and that's what you're here for. Here to find information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor of Charlian, aren't you? Then few will know your face. You should be able to pass. We should be able to pass you off as a server, with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food. And you might be able to get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I had to ask, but what do you think? That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. The tea set is the chatty group sitting in the water's edge. The omelet is on one of the regulars, a Highlander by the name of Grisla. She's sitting on the outside table with the friends of hers. Behind that, you will see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and explain everything again. Great, we're delivery boys. Correct dish. Okay, well, which dish do I have? On the first customer's table. The first customer was the tea set. Yes. They wanted tea. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. The Talafro, who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them. Are they, or their final days? My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to the current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th astral era, common or historic, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Alright. The next is an omelet. Ah, finally, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's dig in. No time to waste. What? The Talafrio? Ah, yes, I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The four made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. And last but not least, one oven-baked lobster. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scramped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. Yeah, they eating good. They eating the rich people food. The final days. This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of sort. Travel the world, procuring things that we haven't got here in Shalian. Priceless books, unusual life specimens, and so forth. So named for these folk who trial over the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all customs, gleaning is a most meticulous, demanding profession. If these Talafrio make good on their accusations, audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor, and you'll see what I mean. They're catering loads in form of the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. So basically everyone's preparing for the final days. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dicton had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. If the Forum does have secret knowledge, then they've been an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers in the wrong ear. In any case, thank you for playing the part as well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. But let us enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the parasol, away from the gossip and their wagging fingers. Or wagging tongues. Fingers, tongues? Tongues. They said tongues. Yeah. We'll have some tea with Alize, and then we'll probably end the stream. Because it is almost 4 a.m. and I need to sleep. I will definitely try to stream earlier in the future. He says, as he lies, I lied as easy as I breathed. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Me and Alize, two introverts. Hey, you get me,
When our
Hime.
father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Both our sleep cycles are awful as fuck. Yeah, let's go. The no sleep gang. Oh god.
It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Charlian? Graham said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently. They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. a vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples.
Yeah, I love playing as an Aura. I've been playing as an Aura since, since Stormblood I've been an Aura. So yeah. There aren't that many men who play Aura, though. There definitely aren't that many in the game.
Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility.
Though I am tempted to switch to being a bunny boy, though. I do like being the bunny boys. They look cool.
Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the gleaners coming and going more than usual?
Mm-hmm. I will probably be a bunny after I finish Endwalker, though, just so that there's some, what's the word I'm looking for? Just so it makes sense. So I'm consistently one race for the entirety of the story.
Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And gleaners answer to the Forum.
Mm-hmm.
If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Oh, I get that feeling. Yeah, I'm more or less the same. Like, I want to switch, but I've spent so long as one character that it feels really weird to switch. That's why I feel like if I finish the story as my character, then I can kind of like say that's the end of that character's story and I can move on to a new character, kind of. Alright, we're going to accept this quest and then we're going to call it. We should tell the others that we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to... I don't know how to pronounce this name, so I just call it Randy Newman. So please go on to Randy Newman and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dicton will want his cup back. Alright. Yeah, I agree with that. We can always change back, but I'm like, damn. That's like an entire month's sub. I did spend a lot of time working on that bunny boy, though, for the character creator. Back when the benchmark came out, so... yeah. I do wish they gave you another free Fantasia, though. They give you one when you finish A Realm Reborn, but they don't give you one after you beat any of the other expansions. And I'm like, bro, can't we at least get, like, another Fantasia? Can't we at least get, like, 2? I mean, I would love to get one after you beat each expansion, but, like, at least give us, like, another one. Alright. Dr. Kryl, and then we end it. Welcome back, King. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. Square be greedy. Square Enix is the weirdest company, man. They are one step forward and like 4 steps back. Like, I don't understand this company, man. Forspoken was, let's be honest, it was a big mess, to the point where I'm hearing articles that they have like copies of the game in like dumpsters. And now apparently the president or the new president of Square Enix said that, yeah, they lost a shit ton of money and they're hoping to put their future in NFT blockchain technology. And I'm like, oh god, Square Enix, what the hell's going on? Like, it stopped me from buying stuff in their store. Yep. Don't forget, yeah. Yeah, it's a very mixed game. Some people are saying that it's okay, some people are saying it's terrible. The general public has deemed it a bad game, and because it's been deemed a bad game, it's been reflecting in the sales. So Square Enix has called it a failure, so it's one of those situations. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats. As you can say, they are ultimately answered to the forum. They really did. But even every time they hyped up the game, it had some kind of, like, not controversy, but it was always a joke. From the first trailer for the game, people were making fun of it. From the dialogue. I personally didn't care for the game. I wasn't too excited about it one way or another. But yeah, not the best reception. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo. It certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As you still observed earlier, Randy Newman's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what King and Alize learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlians know nothing about that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophori is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such praising importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it's a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthios and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive of our questions. A fine idea. What should we expect down there? Anything would be better than burying my head in another dusty book. You know what? That's my answer. That's my real answer. To be honest, the girl in cuffs reminded me of Brother Near and Grimar Weiss. Or Vice. It's Vice, yes. Relationship. Then seeing it in Isekai. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely see that. They kind of had a similar relationship. And then the Isekai thing happened where she's a girl from the Bronx. And then I lost interest myself. It just never appealed to me. The whole Isekai thing was just kind of like, Square Enix, why are we doing Isekai? That's so... Generic. If I wanted Sword Art Online, I would watch Sword Art Online. I feel that. I feel that. It's just it's a dime a dozen in anime. I understand not everyone in the studious is the studious type. Consider this a welcome change of pace then. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I should like to research. I may join you later. Feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That will be great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there, and I'll show you where the entrance is. Alright. And so, I'm gonna call that a stream, so... Yes. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're still here, I appreciate it. If you're lurking and all that stuff, always appreciated. You know how it is. You know how it is. It was so nice to have you all here. I do not know when I will be streaming, but I'll try and have a stream in for next week. We'll see. We'll see. Don't lie to us. Oh, you're still here. You're still here, Joe. You're still here. Welcome. Welcome back. Or, you know, thank you for coming out of your lurk to say bye. And Jojo, you're here too. Huh. Who would have thought? It was nice hanging out for a bit. It was nice seeing you in here. I'm so surprised that you were here. Yeah, it was a nice surprise. I appreciate it. Joe is evil Fandaniel. We all know this. We all know this. I know you wish I was banished. No, no, never. Never. You're a mod for a reason. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But yes. Yes. Hopefully next time we can do some dungeons and some raids in this game, but until then, we'll wait. Fandaniel is the good version of you? Nah. Hey, that's a nice compliment, I think. No. Wait. Did I didn't mean to roast you. I wasn't expecting you to be here. I appreciate it because I've streamed so late. I actually really enjoyed having you around. There. Did that come off as more of a compliment? Oh, I meant Fandaniel. Okay. I didn't mean to okay, good. I was worried. Okay. And my career plays well. It's only 1 a.m. for us, Kodiak. Well, it's 4 a.m. for me. I wish I could be like you people on the West Coast and live in the past. Anyway, my brain's turning to mush, so I will head out. Thank you all so much for being here. Take care. I'll try and stream later on in the week. Who knows? But until then, take care. And goodbye. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for watching. Let us see. I always forget how to do this. Or, Fandaniel's a bitch.